Yeah, what's up? We back, Sunset Lives. What's going on, my fam? Let's get everybody get on here. Let's get on here real quick. It's another beautiful sunset here in LA. I feel so grateful, so blessed that I have an opportunity to live here. What's poppin'? Everybody's starting to join. Thank you guys for joining as usual. Sunset, I like to just bring lives to you just to share my insights, things that I'm going through personally, things I'm learning, and also just bring on some badass conscious leaders to just share their wisdom, share what they're up to, what they're learning about, what's happening right now with the economy, what's happening in their, in their relationships, in their personal life, how they're growing. So what's good? Everybody was good. Drop. Where's everybody coming in from? I got someone real special that's going to be joining us here shortly, my good friend, Dr. Brett Jones. I've worked with Dr. Brett Jones personally. He is a mutual friend of one of my closest friends, Daniel DiPiazza. Dr. Brett Jones is the leading thought leader in chiropractor. He has a new program right now where he talks about movement, breath work, meditation. He's just an unbelievable guy. He's also the author of a really cool book. So I just wanted to invite him on to talk all about what he's up to. Where's everybody coming in from? North Idaho, Michigan, Oklahoma, Jersey. My boy Spiro's in here. What's good, Spiro Dorian? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Drew, Amy, real quick, who's been jumping on the Sunset Lives with me? If you've been on a Sunset Live with me, definitely comment a heart. Comment a heart if you've been jumping on the lives every single day right around this time. I have some really cool people that are going to be joining us on the lives, on the daily lives. Patrick, Brett, David just confirmed today. I got some really cool people. So let me see. My buddy Dr. Brett should be joining here shortly. Florida's in the house. Pennsylvania's in the house. I love it. See some hearts. Thank you so much for being a part of the live. How was your day, everybody? One word. Describe your day in one word. How was your day today, Tuesday? I can't believe it. I almost feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm almost like in quarantine, forgetting what days it is. I don't even know right now. But it's already feels like a long week because so much has been happening, so much growth. So how's your week? Describe your week in one word. Man, I need some advice, bro. I got you, bro. Stay tuned. I got someone really powerful coming on here to share some wisdom with us. New York City, alive, boring, stress. Man, we got to turn that stress into and optimize it. How you can optimize that stress for just growth. Let's see what else. Amazing, prolific, productive. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of energy that I'm talking about that I want to have in here. Grateful. I love it. What are you grateful for? Guys, if you are new to the live, I've been talking a lot about appreciation. That's one thing I want you guys to inherit and start to integrate into your daily practice. I talk about having 3 coins per day, 3 people per day for 30 days. Put 3 coins on your desk, heads up, and every day reach out to someone and show appreciation to them. Do that through a voice note. Do that through sending them a text. You could do that through a selfie video. You could do that through a handwritten note if it's someone you live with, a phone call. But every day, 3 people a day for 30 days, share something, share like real appreciation. I already did my 2 people. I got 1 more. And every time you do that, flip the coin, all right? My buddy, let's see if he's in here. Grateful for life. I love that. Let's share some wins. What's like a small win that you guys have had? I'm going to bring on my buddy, Dr. Brett Jones. So I'm really excited about that. Share some wins that you guys have had already this week. Big win. Let me get my buddy, Dr. Brett, up in here. Let's see. There he is. What's good? There he is.
What's up, man?
Dr. Brett Jones in the house.
Staying strong, man. Best of my ability every day.
That's what it is. Yo, thank you so much for coming on, man. I missed you. I know we were about to get on a phone call. It's crazy, Dr. Brett, because I have been integrating a new practice right now in my life. And for every day, 3 people a day for the next 30 days, every single day, I'm making sure to reach out to someone who I haven't maybe I've talked to. It could be someone personal, professional, and really offering them some deep appreciation. And I put 3 coins on my desk every day. And as I reach out to each person, I flip that coin. And I'm realizing the power of just offering appreciation more actively every single day in the culture of my business and the culture of my daily life, people around me. So it's just cool because you reached out to me today, man, and I felt that. I was like, yo, that's cool. So it's like, you know, I love the fact that we're building our bonds, man. So thanks for reaching out, bro.
You're welcome, man. You know, right now it's just like, fuck, man. You know, everybody's obviously doing the best you can at any given moment.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I feel like so much always goes unsaid. You know, especially like, you know, for those people that we perceive as strong.
Yeah.
And for those people that we perceive as powerful, they're often the ones that get checked on the least, right? Wow. And so for me, it's like, you know, just from a deep feeling space and heart space, like it's been hard for me. You know, I've my wife was telling me today, she's like, you know, I'm so proud of you and all what I do. She's witnessed basically every single one of my triggers and emotional wounds be hit in the last 2 weeks, you know, and this is something that, you know, that I think for most people probably take, you know, even myself, you know, like a quarter, you know, an entire 3 months. If one of those things came in to like fully process and to fully observe and heal through. And dude, within the last 2 weeks, I probably had, it seems like something every day, you know, from abandonment to just complete switches of people and their behavior and relationship and communication. And obviously, you know, as a business person, you know, seeing what's happening and, you know, having an event. I had an event March 21st that I've been preparing for a year, and just, you know, then watching day by day that crumble. And so it's been a lot. And so in that, it's just like, you know, for me, like obviously we all want to take care of the communities that we serve, and another piece of that is, you know, as somebody that is influential, that is seen as a leader, it's like I also want to make sure I check on the other leaders. Yeah. And like, you know, just from a like a brother sisterly place, like, yo, like, and how are you? Yeah. And the tone of that can be open up some conversations that I think are really important. And so, yeah, man, grateful to reach out and grateful to connect with you here.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate that. I think you know, we're always out here serving, and we got to, you know, make sure that we are there for each other along the way, because we carry a lot of responsibility with our families. Every single one who's on this live right now, you have a lot of, you know, responsibility. You probably have a lot of feelings right now that are happening. It could be stress, it could be anxiety, it could be feeling lonely. You know, that's normal. For me, there's a lot of feelings, man. And what I think has been beautiful for me, Brett, has been, you know, I've been doing some shadow work. And it's crazy because if you guys have been following me for a while, and this is similar to Dr. Brett and a lot of conscious leaders that are out here, you know, that are building community, that are sharing wisdom, that are activated and serving at a high level, you know, we do the work, right? So you see us, you know, going and doing the, you know, plant medicine, meditating every day. Like we're not just talking, we're walking the walk, you know. And for me, I've gone to Peru, gone to Costa Rica, Wachuma, ayahuasca, done all the plant medicine. Every day I'm following the rituals, but the work is never done. And even through this crisis, like I've had some shadows that have percolated. For me, it was disappointment that I had to go and work through. But I was like, wow, I didn't realize how much I feared being a disappointment to people. And that came up during this time, and how I feared that from when I was a child, because I wasn't good in school, you know, wasn't making first string. And when I was hustling weed, which I've talked about many times, and my father even found me scaling weed when I was young. You know, he said to me, you're a disappointment, and when you get caught, don't call home. And that kind of drove me for many years to success, really, because I was hustling and grinding because I had something to prove. I turned that feeling of never wanting to be a disappointment and used it and bundled it up, and that turned into this, like, I'm going to prove to the world, right? And that somewhat works for a long period of time.
Right.
So you realize, even when you get the success or the accolades, like that wasn't truly success, right? I wasn't truly fulfilled wasn't truly happy. You know, I was doing it for external reasons and not really figuring out who Gerard was, right? And fearing disappointing people. And that even came back up for me during this crisis, right? So I think it's really cool, man, that like, I don't care who you are, how many followers you have, how much money you have. I don't care who you are right now. There's a divine, like, God is working through all of us, and he's healing the world, and he's bringing up things with all of us. And if we can listen and not have our ego think that like there's not more work to do, there is always more work to do. Every single day I'm like having things come up, and I'm like, wow. And you know, I just think it's beautiful, bro, and we got to continue to just know that and support each other.
Yeah,
man,
I feel that, you know, and yeah, beautiful. You know, one thing I've experienced is, you know, as a thought leader, and somebody that thrives in community, is what's been really interesting to navigate. And I think you said the disappointment thing. What's been really interesting to navigate is, I believe that we're used to having some form of predictability. Right. And coronavirus has taught us to really, the only thing to expect is the unpredicted, because really moment by moment things are shifting right now. And what's been difficult is, you know, you even as a father, right, you want to be able to provide the greatest sense of safety, you know, and security possible as one of the you know, the lowest part of Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Yeah.
And in times of unpredictability, that's a really hard need to get met. And It's also a really hard need to facilitate for the people, you know, that we get to be in communion with. And so with that, right, becomes levels of disappointment. Like, what if I do put together a plan and it all just goes in flames?
Right.
And then I have to deal with the potential, not only of, you know, for me, it's like, as an individual, I can deal with the adaptability, but now am I also having to deal with the potential, you know, distrust, because, oh, I'm looking to this person to hopefully provide strategy in these times, but it seems like everything keeps moving.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, the listening. It's like, yeah, go within, listen. And it's, yeah, there's tons of work to be done. And with that, again, the difficulty is when. So we're practicing discernment right now, all of us.
Ooh, right? Man, so true, man. The discernment, yes, for sure. All of us.
Because a lot of, see, the thing is, you know, this is a creative space. So if you think about it, right, all creations come from the womb, right, or a black space, right? We were born out of a black hole, and the universe was born out of a black hole, and all intelligence and all possibilities exist within that dark space, or what in quantum physics they would call the wave state of potential. And so in these places, yeah, like the intensity that we're all experiencing can create some amazing creative ideas. The next piece there is then discernment for, is this now, right? Or is this later? Is this for me or potentially for somebody else? And when do I take action? And you know, so for what I've been doing, you know, for the last 10 years now is really was wanting to empower people, at the very least, to think for themselves. Yeah. And I think that's been a huge struggle for a lot of people right now, because, you know, the media narratives are so strong, and feelings are so strong, and everything's intensified. If you have an individual thought, everybody's in fear of, I can't even express what I feel and what I think because I'm scared that I'll be judged, or I'll be reported, or I'll be whatever. And it's like, I think what we can really do right now is foster conversation. Right. See, I'm seeing what's happening is like in the increased emotion, people's need to be right is like superseding people's need to be understood or understand others. And that's a huge mistake, right? It's possible for you to have a thought, an opinion, and not need it to be right or to be wrong, but to actually be part of a conversation. And you know, what I've personally felt is that a lot of actions have been taken, right? And a lot of them without any choice or without any thought in regards, because, like, you know, I'm an American citizen. I've grown up in what I feel is a democracy, and at these times there hasn't been a democratic process. And I want to hold space for, okay, well, you know, there's a reason potentially for some of these things going in the way that they have, and at the same time also wanting to or really understand the importance that it's important to have conversation and hear people's ideas and hear people's thoughts without condemning them, and not making them right or wrong. It's like, yo, like, good things come from when beautiful people communicate to one another. So how do we get back to communication? How do we get back to conversation? And so I do love your idea of just like reaching out and sharing appreciation. And so I've been asking, like, what do you think? What do you feel? Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I might not be in 100% alignment with it, and that's okay. Yeah. But you're still a human being. I value what you think.
Everyone's experience is different. So just acknowledging that, you know, and listening, I think is so powerful right now. And I also believe that, like, even inside the homes too, like, I know a lot of people with relationships now, right? Like, all of a sudden now you're at home with your, you know, whoever you're living with, and you're probably, you know, just feeling like, I know a lot of people right now are feeling somewhat could be feeling like congested in a sense, right? Like, now you have to learn patience, learn listening. Like, all these triggers are going to happen with the people that you love most, especially I'm assuming you have a girl or your boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife, and, you know, your kids at home, and, you know, I can't even imagine what that's like. And it's like, you know, now you know, for my sister, she's talking about how her son, you know, I got three nieces and nephews, right? So they're like getting more schoolwork than ever before, right? And I can only imagine what that's like as the pressure of a parent. So it's just like, how do you make sure now, more now than ever, you really are practicing just looking through that lens of love, being patient, being a good listener, you know, understanding those areas. One thing that you brought up, Dr. I saw someone comment, and I want to start taking some questions, guys.
Yeah, I see here. Justin has a question here too.
What'd you say?
Justin says, can you guys talk about living with intention? Justin has a question. He says, can you guys talk about living with intention and how to develop better leadership skills? From Rochester, New York.
I love that. So what do you think, man? Living with intention. I know you've been talking about this. You have something right now that you've been talking about. It's something that you've been working with that I just saw on your page. You were talking about how, like, move, breathe, meditate. And I feel like right now, living with intention, I believe, for me, has been like becoming still, like creating stillness in my life and slowing down and stop making decisions based on everyone else and looking at what everybody else is doing, but actually creating some stillness, space for myself, like truly going within. And figuring out ask yourself the right question. Start really asking yourself, what does success look like for me? What does happiness really look like for me? You know, how can I serve? How can I help someone solve a problem? And, you know, I think for me, it's just like, that's one area of it, you know, living with purpose. And then as far as living with intention, I think that it's beyond just business, right? It's being intentional with everything you're doing. So, like, Dr. Brett, how do you know, become present in the fact that, like, everything you do is with that presence and is with that precision of, like, just full presence, full awareness, right? In everything that you do.
Yeah. So if possible, I'd love to do like a little mini masterclass on intention. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So there's a difference between attention, right, and attachment. This is a really good discernment here. And so the power in living with intention, right, is having a potential of a beautiful prayer, right, of a beautiful possibility, and not being attached to the outcome of it happening a certain way. And what a beautiful time to live with intention, because I can guarantee you right now, a lot of the educated thought process that you may have in regards to a plan, whether that's a business plan or a life plan or a family plan or a community plan, they more than likely at this moment probably won't go out to the way that you originally had an idea for. But really the depths of an intention it's an offering of this and or something better that could meet the needs of my soul. And let me whew, oh, that feels good. Let me differentiate the needs of your soul versus the needs of your educated mind and ego. Right? Ego exists as a separate identification tool so that you actually have the feeling of separation, of individuality, of a personal self, right? And the personal self wants to control the outcome, right? And if you don't have the outcome that you originally had an idea for, then you will have disappointment. Versus an intention honors your soul. Now, the soul is here to learn and evolve. That learning and evolution can come from challenges as much as blessings. So the depths of your intention should be in a feeling state. So a lot of people set these goals for themselves, right? They have these ideas within their, again, associated with their ego of what they'd like to accomplish. And sometimes if we're talking about just the social piece, I want to do these things to have more followers. I want to have a certain virality or likes on my video or my picture or whatever the hell it is. Or I want to have a certain amount of dollars that I can generate in collections. Now, I'm not saying those are bad goals to have, but I'm saying let's get behind the intention behind it. Now, the intention behind it would be the why. By having these things happen or occur, potentially I would feel more self-love. Maybe I'd feel more self-confidence. Maybe I would be more competent. Maybe I would lead with more honor, with more dignity, with more integrity. So really, the depths of your intention should always be into what do I want to feel. So I go through a process every morning. I ask myself 3 main questions. Who am I today? What do I want to feel? And what will be the signs and signals that I'm living my intention? Because when you can craft into what you want to feel, you're going beyond the goal that has to have a certain outcome for you to then feel that way. But the truth of the feeling and being able to generate your feelings go far beyond that. Because those feelings can be you can arrive to those feelings through, again, a quantum possibility of an infinite array of potentials. But then you give it a little bit of a container by giving yourself some potential signs and signals of how that could happen. For instance, I wake up and I'm feeling low energy. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling anxious. Well, what do I want to feel today? Oh, what's up, Sequoia? Good to see you on here. What I want to feel today, I want to feel energetic. I want to feel abundant. And I want to feel present. I can guarantee you right now, there's a multitude of ways that can happen, but then you can then give yourself at least some grace and signs and signals in ways that it can happen. Well, if I want to feel more abundant, each of us will develop our own strategies, but for me, feeling more abundant is being in places and spaces where I feel more abundant, or being around people that I feel are able to access beyond the current reality. That's a true source of abundance, right? It's going beyond what I currently exist in my physical environment, knowing that I am a spiritual being having a physical experience. And if I can connect to the level of my spirit and the level of my soul, then I can generate what I can move into. That's abundance. Well, I want to feel joy. Well, shit, I can feel joy just fucking laughing at this like minute clip of something, right? And it's actually allowing myself to fucking laugh. But joy need met. Beautiful. I can feel energy. This is very interesting with energy. A lot of times when people think I have low energy, I need more rest. Usually, actually, what you need is sometimes more activity, right? Your being you are an energetic circuit. So by being able to generate more energy, you actually create more energy and can receive more energy. And so you can think about, well, I can create energy through movement. I can create energy through my breath. I can create energy through my interactions that I have. And they can happen like this. And that's what's so interesting, right? We think sometimes I got to be like, it's energy's happening right now on this call. So intention goes beyond a goal, goes beyond a plan, and it doesn't carry an attachment. And really the goal of your intention should be a feeling.
Yeah, I love that. You know, guys, this is something that you should, oh, wow, what a powerful lesson that Dr. Brett just shared with us, man. I honor you, bro. It was so beautiful. You were so tapped in and just channeling, and it's just, I related to it because, you know, it's so interesting. Even for me, every morning during my meditation, I go through that question of how do I want to feel today? But I never correlated it to living the day with intention. It was
Mm-hmm.
just a question that I would say to myself, like, how do I want to feel today? How do I want to show up? And some days I'll be like powerful or present or, you know, poised or, you know, or I want to feel love today. I want to feel, you know, I want to be generous today, kind. Like, I'll just think of those 3 words. But like, how amazing is it that all of you get to now every day? I want you to do this starting tomorrow morning, right? Like, wake up, meditate,
Mm-hmm.
sit with yourself, say to yourself, how do you want to feel? Right. And then always remember that, like, truly it is aligned, like, not making those decisions in your life based on ego, but really asking yourself deep down inside with your soul, how is this going to make me feel? Is this aligned to what my soul's purpose really is? And make those decisions. And sometimes it could be, you know, it can be hard. You know, I can
Mm-hmm.
speak for myself. You know, there's been times where, you know, I've been challenged, right? Especially because of, you know, money or women, lust, temptation is real, you
Yep.
know, and, you know, I can honestly say that those short-term moments can, you know, it's amazing how in that moment, if you can tap into it, is this, is this with intention, with who I am, with who
Right.
I truly am at the core, my values. And I think when you can really make those tough decisions, even though it's like, oh man, this is scary, this is uncomfortable. The easy road is this way, and I may be able to go in where the greed is, where the lust is, you know. But ultimately, when you make that hard, tough decision, I guarantee you, it's gonna get you on to lead you to that where that path is meant to be for you, and where you may not even realize that there's so much more abundance on the other side. And I feel like God tests us. In fact, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
right now we're being tested, right? How are you going to show up? How are you going to handle all these things that are going to come your way? You know, I just think it's beautiful, bro. Like what you said. And I feel like every day now I can ask myself that question. Every one of you can do that. Um, yeah, bro. So what else?
So yeah,
What
I got
else?
some people saying. So Sean saying anything easy isn't worth having. Anything worth having isn't easy. And so
Mm,
another piece that I'm connected to as you're speaking is how do you stay on a congruent path? And that's knowing your purpose, right? So I believe that
yeah.
we were all born out of a universal need, right? And fulfilling that universal need
Yes.
is living our purpose. And so a lot of times people will
Mm-hmm.
create a purpose statement for a business. They rarely have one for themselves. I do a whole workshop on this called Unshakable Purpose. And I can do this, like, again, like a quick version of it now is that I can guarantee that everyone on this live right now, their main major definitive purpose, their soul's purpose, their unshakable purpose is to serve usually a person just like themselves when they were experiencing the lowest of their lows. And guess what? The lowest of your low might be right now. There's emotions tied to that lowest of your low. And every single emotion that we experience is communicating either a need that is being met or a need that is being not met. If you're experiencing disempowering emotions, it's because you're experiencing a need that's not being met. There's a list of 9 basic human needs as communicated by Marshall Rosenberg. Some of them that exist is like a need for autonomy, a need for connection, a need for love, a need for sustenance, a need for community, a need for contribution and service, and there's a few others there. And Tony Robbins also talks about his 6 basic human needs. So
Right.
you can blend those in. But again, if you're experiencing a disempowering emotion, you are experiencing needs not being met. If you're experiencing empowering emotions, you're experiencing needs that are being met. So
Right.
in the lowest of your lows, and come up with 3 disempowering emotions. Once you understand what the emotions are, you can understand what your needs were, right? And then your purpose is here. Your purpose here is to help those people experiencing those needs to connect them to their needs being met.
Mm.
And you do that in an I am statement. So at the lowest of my lows, was when I lost my brother. My brother passed in 1999. My older brother died at 18, right?
That's what's
And following that incident, my dad lost his job. He was the main provider. My parents split, and then my mom became suicidal and left. And that was all within 2 years. And it was just like hit after hit after hit after hit. And what I experienced is that I was fucking lost. I didn't know who I was anymore. Like, we kind of lost faith in religion at the time because it was really hard to believe in this all-powerful, all-knowing God that couldn't save an 18-year-old and would let all this shit happen, right?
Yeah.
I was suffering. There's a difference between suffering, right, and pain. Suffering is the mental anguish you put on top of pain. And I was disconnected from my source.
Mm.
And so those were the emotions. Well, what did I need? I needed a reconnection. And really, I needed a reconnection to myself. So in a purpose statement, I am here to connect the suffering, lost, and disconnected back to their inherent power.
Yes. Wow.
Now, the ways that I do that could be infinite in nature. I'm a chiropractor. That's one of the ways that I do it.
You're the best chiropractor in the world.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm a speaker. That's one of the ways that I do it. I'm a facilitator, for experiences, and shamanic experiences, for live experiences, for group trainings. That's one of the ways that I do it. But it always comes back to my purpose. And so for those of you that are getting ideas, if it's just a business idea to make money, I can guarantee you'll be unfulfilled.
Yeah.
Right? So it's Tony Robbins' quote, right? He says, success without fulfillment
is the ultimate failure.
Right. So how do you live in fulfillment? You have to take action that is connected in alignment with your purpose. How do you discover your purpose? Well, I just gave you a path. Right now, what are you feeling? What are those disempowering emotions? What's the needs? And what would you feel if those needs got met? Well, right now I'm feeling anxiety. Fuck, man. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling stress. I'm feeling worry. Well, what do you need? I need certainty. I need love. I need connection. And how are you going to feel when those needs get met? Man, I want to feel fucking powerful. Well, beautiful. Well, you're here to provide love to those that are feeling anxious, that they're feeling worry, and that they're feeling fear, so that they could experience the abundance of love.
Yes.
And then you move with that.
Every
single day you wake up connected to that fucking purpose, and then you set your intentions for how you want to feel. And here's another piece of this, brother. Is it okay if I keep going?
Oh, please.
All right. Here's another piece of this. How do you honor your intentions when they're in alignment with soul? Is that you can always find a way to be grateful. Many people have a hard time sharing gratitude during hard times and during experiencing disempowering emotions. But here's this. If we know that we are here for the evolution of our soul, which comes, that evolution comes just as much in the hard times as it does the good times.
Oh, yeah.
Then we can always find a way to be grateful. So this is how it goes. This is an example prayer of gratitude. Oh, great spirit. It's your grandson, your son, and your brother Brett. So grateful. Thank you for my challenges and my blessings, for I know that they are both serving me to the highest capacity for the evolution of who I am and who I am becoming. Thank you for blessing me with new opportunities to realize what I'm made of. Thank you for providing these life circumstances that have provided a pressure and intensity that I never knew existed. And I know the me on the other side is better. So thank you for giving me the courage and the strength that I need right now, not just to endure and not just to persevere, but to overcome in strength and humility. Thank you for bringing me the new connections and the new conversations and the new opportunities that I'm aware of and not aware of. Thank you for the text message that I received today, letting me know people do love me and do care about me. Thank you for the will to live on. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gracias, gracias, gracias. All of my love, all of my blessings, all of our relations.
Wow, brother.
Sample prayer.
Oh, that felt so good. Wow. Oh, man. Thank you, brother, so much for that. That was beautiful. And that was one of the most beautiful prayers I've ever heard, man. That was really special, bro. And that's what this time is, you know, it's you know, we can just be really get rooted in that gratitude that there's a bigger plan that is happening right now. There's a divine future that's been paid by our ancestors, that's been paid by such a lineage before us, you know, and just trust in that, you know, step into that fully and just, I mean, how beautiful is it? I feel like we're so lucky to have this, you know, and it's I know it's so easy to get caught into the pain and the suffering, but I love the fact that we all have that ability that to make that shift into purpose, you know, to know that we are meant to contribute to so much more in this world. And there is someone out there that is looking for you right now, looking for you to be that messenger, to send that text message that Brett just mentioned in his prayer. You know, it doesn't take much. You don't need to have, you know, all the accolades and the money and all these other things that, you know, that we go out there and we seek. You know, it's just like right now, how can you step up and just being a great human being and just being there to support the people that you love most, the people that are in your community, you know, and to be grateful for that story, for all that pain, for all that you have been through. Because, you know, even like Pet just talked about, you know, gracefully, I'm sure it took him a long time. I've seen him talk live about, I think it was the first time live he ever really opened up about losing his brother and the pain and the suffering that's come from that. All of us have a story. All of us have gone through our own journey of understanding what it's like to overcome that obstacle, that when it happened, you probably knew you can never get through it. You know, you probably felt that was, you know, why that really happened to you. And there's so many people right now that are wondering that right now with what's going on, where you have to just stay in faith and know that there is this divine plan right now. And if you just take this time to go in and truly find, you know, what you can be grateful for, truly be, just grateful to just be alive, just to be present, you know, and share that with the people in your life, share that with your community, create that conversation. I'm telling you, you know, you're just every single day you step forward and you start living with that intention, and you're gonna come out of this and you're gonna feel, you know, all of everything that you've ever been in you know, in searching for, full contribution, you know, full love, full abundance. All of that has been given to us. It's our birthright. You know, it's just that we get caught up since we're young, getting conditioned and getting tested, and we fall. You know, we get knocked down and we forget who we are. You know, Brett has a book that I highly recommend that all of you get. It's Know Who the Fuck You Are. You know, we tend to forget. You know, and hopefully this live stream is just a little reminder of your power, a little reminder of what's been given to you, a little reminder of how much that story actually really fucking matters. And if you just own that story, and if you have gratitude for what you've been through, even if you're going through it right now, to know that it is for you, and that you be able to leverage that in a way that you may never could even imagine.
Yes. Yeah. So, I'm seeing Timothy wants to ask a question before we get off.
Oh,
and
okay, cool.
I saw Dr. Bo come on. Good to see you, brother. And right now, you know, I love the practice that you brought up at the beginning of reaching out to 3 people a day, because right now, and I know a lot of people are saying now more than ever, but the truth is we don't know how something that can seem so small can be so big in somebody's life right now. And the truth is, a lot of us, again, we're all going through our own battles. Yeah. You know, what a time to really feel interconnected, because there's nobody right now on earth that I'm aware of that is not being affected by this in some way, right? We usually see things, micro things that happen in our family or our community or maybe our city, sometimes a state, sometimes a country, but this is an international thing.
Oh, 100%. And it doesn't matter what your status is either. I got friends that are billionaires that are in the hospital right now. I have family friends that are, you know, that are passing away. I have other friends that are just like, don't have a job. I have other friends that just had to, you know, just so much, man. I mean, it's unbelievable, the vastness of all of this.
And so reach out. So Tim, if you want to ask your question, ask your question. I see somebody saying, do you have any words for college students, Gerard?
Yeah. For college students, Man, I would just say what an awesome time. Remember being that age. And what I would tell you is like, I became an entrepreneur at 18 years old. I'm pro education, but what a cool time right now to be home and to really double down on your own self-education.
Yeah.
So what I would tell you is like, yes, you have the curriculums and you have your professors and you have college, but I would tell you that like right now, double down on your own self-education right now. You know, there's just, I would tell you like, you know, start listening to the podcast, you know, get Dr. Brett's book, you know, reach out for mentors in your life. You know, start thinking about right now. What's so cool is I don't care how old you are. You could be 80, you could be 18, but like what a cool time for you to recognize right now. One of the reasons why I love entrepreneurship is because we are built to solve problems that a lot of times that the government cannot solve. So we come in and we're these rebels and misfits that go to solve problems that are creating suffering around the planet. And if you're in college right now, how cool is it that you at a young age get to see an unprecedented time around the world right now that actually you can see there's so many big problems. And figure out what you're passionate about. There's education problems. There's the media. You got, you know, healthcare. You have environment, you know, with pollution. There's a lot of needs in the world right now. There's a lot of needs. So how can you start thinking about what is the problem that you are passionate about helping to help make the world a better place? And then just educate yourself around that, whether you're in college or not. So that's what advice I would give you.
I love that.
So Brett, I gotta wrap it up. I'm getting pulled by wifey right now. So it kind of she ordered some food for dinner. So let me see if there's one last question. But you know what, Brett, real quick, because I saw, what are you up to right now, man? How can people? You're one of the greatest coaches I know, that especially in this conscious space. I'm grateful for you. You have added a tremendous amount of value in my life. I'm also grateful that you have also invested in me, you know, in your journey with me. So how can I serve you, man? And how can this community learn more about ways that they can get involved in what you're doing right now? Because I know you have something really cool for people out there right now that are going through these tough times.
Yeah. So, you know, I believe the new awakening of consciousness needs to understand a daily process. When we talk about the self work, it's something that it's not, again, you don't have to go to a retreat to do self work. You don't need to go to an event to do self work. The self work is a daily process, and I do believe it needs to begin in the morning. The reason I say that is we all have these devices. And as soon as you engage with the notifications, the alarms, the emails, the DMs, the notifications, then you immediately go to what others need from you, instead of starting the day with connected to your soul, connected to your purpose, and then engaging from that lens. And what that allows you to do is to have mental sovereignty, which is really important right now, because we need new good ideas. We're going to need new systems, and new ideas and new systems are birthed from a place of spirit. And so you have to start your day connected to the depths of who you are, and that is what the fuck you are. And so there's a process for that. Move, breathe, meditate, in that order, for specific reasons, which I go into in depth. If you want more details, let me know. But we did just launch, which, you know, what you call it, perfect timing, I don't know, but it's just like, you know, we've been working on this shit forever. But it's a 12-week program on movement, breathwork, and meditation, progresses every single week, and allows you, again, it goes through being able to bring more awareness to the mind body in month 1 as a primary. Then from there, you can move in more to how to alter your vibration to learn the lessons of your soul. And then from there, moving into month 3, how to connect. If you're interested in that, you can email me if you're interested in the program. Otherwise, have some type of movement practice, some type of breath work practice, and some type of meditation. And you'd be surprised, it doesn't need to take 90 minutes. You can do it in as little as 10 to 15 minutes to go through all 3.
Yeah.
And then from there, you get that sense of, oh, what do I feel? I feel this, this, and this. Well, what do I need? I need this and this and this. Well, how do I live my day creating what I want to feel, connected to my unshakable purpose, and helping others get their needs met as well? And that is my universal service to humanity. So Gerard says, there's a lot of problems that exist in the world. How are you going to help solve them? What a beautiful time to go within and discover that way, connected to your soul.
I love it, brother. I love it. And there's such an interesting practice that you have too, because especially with the movement, a lot of people think it's all about, going to the gym and looking good and getting muscles and, again, the external type of things. And by all means, do that, right? I still want to look good when I go to the beach and all that stuff. But Dr. Brett has certain practices within each one of these, even with Move, that is very specific, that is not even about actually how, you're going to look good, but it's more about, present, right? Learning how to be more present, learning how to activate a lot of other things in your life that's going to spark way more creativity, productivity, living, just continuing to just open up different pathways to just get right into getting ready to being able to listen to that intuition even more, being able to tap into your heart even more, being able to live more with that intention, live more with that purpose. A lot of the things that we talked about on this live stream. So guys, make sure to follow Dr. Brett. Hit him up. Bro, I love you so much.
I love you too, man.
I'm so grateful for you. We're so lucky to have you every day, part of this generation, doing the work that you are doing. I just want to honor you, man. I'm serious, bro. Like, we're so lucky to have you. We
lucky
really
to have
are.
you, man. You're a blessing to humanity, and let's keep doing the work every day.
Every day, man. I'll talk to you soon. I'll talk to you later. I'll text you, bro. Guys, everyone, 3 people a day for 30 days. Share your appreciation. Because of that, me and Brett are like connecting. He reached out to me today. I'm reaching out to people I love. It could be personal, business. 3 people a day for the next 30 days. Flip that coin. Reach out. Create that conversation. And also live with intention. Watch this live stream again. Dr. Brett gives very practical advice on how you can start living more with intention, how you can start, every single morning activating how you want to feel, right? All right, bro. I love you, man. Everybody enjoy your night. Every day, sunset, live streams, more conversations coming, guys. Love you. Peace.
Peace.